All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So I went ahead and I got a second box of the Spider-Man collector boosters. So we're actually going to be doing 2 boxes today instead of the one that I teased at the end of the last video. So thank you so very much for joining me while we go ahead and get into this. I've got quite the mess next to my table here to clean up, but that is my problem and not yours. So 12 fresh packs in this box, 12 fresh packs in the next box. And these are likely going to be the very last packs I ever open for Spider-Man collector boxes, unless, of course, something just sort of falls into my lap, in which case I'm happy to open it. It's just not going to be something that I'm planning. So, Soulstone or bust, I suppose. Let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button down below. We have an art card in the back. Let's take a look at that real quick. That's a pretty looking art card. All right, here we go. I hope you're all having a great day. Hope you're all enjoying your time here on the planet Earth. If indeed that's where you are. Also, we do have some things on the side here. We have topplers. We have one hard case on the off chance we pull something amazing. And, of course, we have our penny sleeves as well. Let's go ahead and get into this. We have our planes, and behind the planes, our very first rare card is Hydro-Man Fluid Felon. I suspect we're going to be seeing a lot of him today. The Spot Living Portal. And the borderless art here. Rocket-Powered Goblin Glider. I don't think we've actually pulled that one yet. Beast Within in the borderless art. And finally, Kraven the Hunter in the foil extended art. I'm not hoping to make this another 30-plus minute video, but I do want to open every one of these packs. It is unfortunate sometimes you just can't get the right angle. And that's why we keep the scissors around, so we can do that. All right. So, again, if you're not familiar with the channel, if it's your first time here, welcome. We are trying to collect every single one of the basic lands ever made in the history of Magic. The only rule is I can't outright buy them. I either have to pull them from a pack, I have to use the value from the packs in order to trade for more packs, or I have to trade directly for the lands themselves. Here we have Doc Ock's Tentacles. Mary Jane Watson in the borderless. Cosmic Spider-Man in our extended art. Nice mythic pulling there. Reprieve, borderless in the foil. Has a pretty looking card there. I have a couple of those already. And the Bioorganic Carapace in the extended art foil as well. So I did go out and get a new camera. I'm not using it. I'm still playing with it and sort of figuring it out. So sometime in the near future, we might have some new equipment here, but it won't be today. I apologize. If you were hoping for new equipment, definitely not happening at this particular juncture. Okay, let's get the swamp out of the way here and see what we got. Shadow of the Goblin in the foil. Silk Web Weaver in our borderless format here. Sensational Spider-Man, also in the borderless art. Obviously, we're looking for one of the alt art Spider-Mans. That would be very cool to have. Master Weaver, Web Protector in the borderless. And finally, Peter Parker as our borderless foil here. And the Amazing Spider-Man on the back. That is a cool looking card. I'm going to go ahead and immediately put that into one of our sleeves here, because we have a pretty good idea that that one has some value to it. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but it seems pretty likely that the alternate personality of the name of the game here has probably got some value to it, so we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll put the art card in the front so I don't accidentally expose anything. There we go. Nice looking art there. Put that in the pile. Now, I will say I definitely like the art in this set. I know it wasn't very well received. I know people don't really like it. Makes it easier for me to buy it, which is good. Go ahead and get that planes out of the way here. Spider-Man 2099. Gonna be a while before we see if that's actually true. You know, because it's only 2025. Ultimate Green Goblin in the extended art. Spider-Ham, Peter Porker in the borderless art. Traumatize in a borderless format here. I guess if I had something like that, looks like it's about to be thrown at me, I'd probably be traumatized too. Finally, Spider-Woman Stunning Savior in her borderless art. I just built a commander deck with her as the commander. We will see how well that does, hopefully sometime soon. Fingers crossed that I get a chance to try it out. You can see we have the Edge of Eternity stuff in the background here. This is being done after we did the last opening, but also after we did the first Edge of Eternity's opening. So if you don't know, I am currently working on the Edge of Eternity set and all of their art, all of their lands, and there are 15 of them, because there's 2 versions of every basic land, as well as the full arts. Kraven the Hunter starts us off here. Peter Parker's camera. And the extended art. Peter Parker himself, also in his borderless. Well, I grabbed 2 cards there. I accidentally took Savage Beating with me, and if I hadn't put that back so you all could see it, probably would have also gotten a Savage Beating. And Mysterio Master of Illusion is our final extended art with the foil treatment. So again, these, we don't really need them because we already have all of the lands. These are for fun and for, hopefully, future value. So we can go ahead and continue on with our series without making me homeless. Forest. By the Forest, we find a Superior Spider-Man. There's a foil treatment on that guy there. Jackal, Genius Geneticist. The extended art. Whoops. Gwenem, Remorseless, also with the extended art. A nice mythic hit there. Spider-Gwen, Web Warrior with the borderless foil. Scarlet Spider, Ben Riley, also in the borderless foil. I gotta say, that's a pretty good way to finish out a pack on that one. So we are 6 packs down, 6 packs to go in this box. So far, it's okay. Nothing I'm going to scream up and jump up and down about, but also not terribly disappointed about most of what we've pulled here. It's very much as expected. All right. Get the forest out of the way here so we can see Spider Sense. That's a good start, especially in the foil. Hopefully that is a sign of things to come in the rest of the pack here. Arcane Psionic Weaver in the extended art. Doc Ock Evil Inventor with the borderless art here. Goblin Bombardment also in the borderless art. And we finally finished with another Spider Sense in the foil extended art. Finished with the Spider Sense. Started with a Spider Sense. I would say my Spider Sense is tingling, but it's not. At least at the moment. Hopefully that will change soon. MJ, Rising Star. I don't think we've actually seen that as many of these as we've opened. If we have, I don't remember it. We're going to get them out and out of the way here. We find Sandman, Shifting Scoundrel. You get used to seeing that guy. He's pretty common in these packs. Maximum Carnage with the borderless comic style here. Nice enchantment. Spinneret and Spiderling in our extended art style. Infernal Grasp in the borderless art. And we finish with Strength of Will as a extended art foil card. Getting to the close of this box. The end of this box, rather. And I gotta tell you, kind of underwhelming at this point. After the last 2 packs, I'm updating my review of it. As far as value goes, I mean, I'm having a good time just opening the packs. Don't get me wrong. I love doing this, and I wish I could do this for a living full time. But unfortunately, it is not the case. At least not yet. You all can help with that. All you got to do is hit subscribe, tell your friends, share, like, comment. You know, the whole deal. Dr. Octopus, Master Planner in the foil to begin us off here. Moving directly into an extended art, Villainous Wrath. Another Spider Sense in the extended art, this time not foil, so we just got the regular foil, the extended art, not foil. I can only imagine what is to come next. Doc Ock, Armed and Dangerous in the borderless art here. We finish out with another Sandman, Shifting Scoundrel, this time in the extended art with the foil. What is your favorite card in the whole set? There we go. Yeah, nice. Looks like they're on a nice little date up there. She's giggling at him, like every woman that I've ever been out. But never mind, anyway. Let's go ahead and move on to the cards in the pack here. Nobody needs to know about my personal tragedies. All right, let's go ahead and get behind the forest. We see the Iron Spider Stark upgrade. Shadow of the Goblin, again with the extended art. Well, let's just go ahead and go directly to the Borderless Tangle. This is probably one of my favorite arts, especially in the foil. Just the way the webs punch out like that. And behind that we have the Grasping Tentacles, also in the borderless art. And finally we have Carnage Crimson Chaos in the borderless. Final two packs here, final two shots at our Soulstones. Now I have pulled the Soulstone. It was before I started doing this series. I actually got it on pre-release night in the bundle that I picked up at the store. There was a regular base Soulstone. It was a foil one, which was pretty cool. So I have at least seen one and had one. I would like one of the other ones, though. Borlun, Devourer of Spiders. Hide on the Ceiling, extended art. Spider-Punk. The other Spider-Punk from the one that we pulled in the last video. Relentless Assault, borderless art. And Spider-Man 2099, also in the borderless art and foil, which is neat to see. All right, we're on to our last pack for this box. If I feel like I'm rushing a little bit, I kind of am. I don't want to make another 32-minute video. Admittedly, we are opening a few less packs this time than we did last time as well. So it's going to be a lot easier to keep that time down. All right, we have an island in the way. Let's see what's behind the island. It is hiding a Gwen Stacy in foil with our Ghost Spider on the back there. I hope I hear a cheering crowd for that, because that is a good little pull there. The extended art cheering crowd at that. Lizard, Connor's Curse in the extended art, like I haven't seen a handful of those. 9 Lives on the borderless. This is a cool looking card as well. Nice little art on it. And then we finish up with Parker Luck in the extended art foil. And we are done with box number 1. But like I said, we had a good time. It was so nice. Let's do it twice. I didn't have this box, actually, when I teased the single box at the end of the last video. I picked this one up in the meantime because the prices have dropped so low that it was impossible for me to turn down the opportunity to get it. 6 there, 6 here. Let's go ahead with box number 2. And we start off with an art card. The Secret Identity art card. Not much of a secret. You get the mask off in the video. I mean, in the picture. It's hard to keep a secret if you don't keep your secret mask on. All right. Starting off the second box here with a foil symbiote Spider-Man. The Clone Saga borderless comic art here. Rent is due. That's not my favorite time of the month either. Savage Beating. Thankfully this time I didn't accidentally try and take it with me. And Friendly Neighborhood. You know, if you live in an area where you have people coming to get your rent at your door, you probably also don't live in a particularly friendly neighborhood. Thankfully I pay mine automatically every month. Although I still wouldn't call my neighborhood very friendly. That might have something to do with the fact that I don't go out and get to know my neighbors or anything like that unless we happen to be in the laundry room at the same time. Or due to Spider-Man. Nice foil to start us off here. Mysterio, Master of Illusion, the extended art. Bio-Organic Carapace, the extended art again. Another 9 lives, this one in the foil with the borderless. Sort of like how the moon pops out in the foil there with the light. That's pretty cool looking. Dr. Octopus, Master Planner, also in the borderless art. That was a neat little pack there. Whoa, that one opened way too easy. Was struggling with all the rest of them. I put a little effort into that one, and all of a sudden, it was trying to run off on me. All right, let's go ahead and get into our revealing behind the island. Spinneret and Spiderling. A full art here with the symbiote Spider-Man once again. Another full art here, the Spider-Man 2099. Terminate. Once again, with the full art, no foil, however, and a Clone Saga foil as well. All right. So far, not terribly disappointed, not terribly excited. I suppose that seems to be par for the course with this set, though. You have another art card on the way here. This is Spider-Man Peter Parker. Oh. Well, we all know what that last card was, and I am excited to see it. It's the second one we've had. Let's go ahead and work our way down there, though. If you didn't catch it, don't rewind. You'll see it in a minute. All right, getting rid of the swamp here. We have a radioactive spider in the foil behind it. Starting off with also a friendly neighborhood here in the extended art. The Clone Saga with a borderless. Master Weaver Web Protector. So far this pack had been very disappointing until we get to Eddie Brock. Again, with a borderless foil. We got one of these last time as well. An awesome looking Venom. So again, we're just going to go ahead and go directly into our sleeve. And because we already know the value of this one, we'll put it directly into a top loader if I can figure out how to get it in there. There we go. All right. So that is, at the moment, I want to say about a $160 card. Give or take, whatever the fluctuations have been since this morning. So that's a nice card to see in here. And that'll teach me to pull the art cards and find out accidentally what's behind it. That's a very recognizable card, however, so it's really hard to not know what that one is when you see the back with the Venom on it. All right, let's get Forrest out of the way, and we will see Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, in our foil to begin with here. Superior Spider-Man in our extended art. Parker Luck in the extended art as well. Behind that, we have the Thrill of Possibility in the borderless art. That's a pretty cool looking card there. And we finish off with the extended art of the Cheering Crowd. Again, probably cheering for that Eddie Brock Venom card. So I have been watching a lot of videos lately about, Magic and cards and things like that, and I keep seeing Card Kingdom pop up. So I decided to go ahead and try their trade-in program with a bunch of the uncommons and commons that would otherwise just be collecting dust in a box somewhere. I sent those off today, so hopefully in a few weeks we'll see how that goes. If their valuation holds, I should be able to get a couple of the older, hard-to-get lands that would be otherwise very expensive to try to open in a pack. And we start off here with Miles Morales in the foil. As you can see, Rent is due behind him, but not before we look at the other side here where Ultimate Spider-Man is. Rent is once again due, as we saw. Another full art symbiote Spider-Man. Saw in half. I don't think we've seen this one yet in the foil borderless art here. And we finish with the Silk Web Weaver in the borderless foil as well. So I don't know much about that Saw in half, but I look forward to looking it up and seeing all about it and taking a closer look at it. Some of these will end up in decks. Some of these will be sold in order to, buy more packs to open. Now, I do live in the Indianapolis area, so if you're watching this and you live in the Indianapolis area and you see a card that you want, let me know. Leave it in a comment down below, and I'd be happy to reach out to you, and we can figure out maybe a way to meet, and you can go ahead and buy the card that you want. Spider-Ham, Peter Porker. And the foil treatment there, we have Spot the Living Portal. Doc Ock, Evil Inventor, with a borderless art. Silk Guard, another cool-looking borderless card there. And we finish with Hydro Man, Fluid Felon, with the extended foil, which I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that card, because I want to say 5 of them before we did this. Well, maybe we're on pace, come to think of it. All right, get our way down to the mountain. And we start with a Death of Gwen Stacy. This card was a huge pain in the butt during the pre-release, and here we have it in the foil. I think almost every person I played had one in their deck. It was very aggravating. Rocket-powered Goblin Glider, but mostly because I didn't pull one. Another Cosmic Spider-Man here in the extended art. Doc Ock, Armed and Dangerous in the full borderless style. And a borderless foil radioactive spider, which is a pretty cool art. You think it would have a little more value just because of that, but it really doesn't. We're down to our last 4 packs here. 4 more bullets to try and find a very special Soul Stone. Now, I have had some luck in the past pulling cards, the special chase cards. I did, again, way before I started this channel, I did pull one of the pink chocobos. So I was very excited about that. I was on a video call with a friend of mine while it happened, so we both sort of freaked out at the same time together, and then I hung on to it for a little bit, and then I went ahead and traded it away. Ended up getting a pretty good value for it, and the trade worked out for both of us. Lethal Protection, and the basic foil art here. Mysterio, Master of Illusion. Bioorganic Carapace in the extended art. Rest in peace. I'm never ready for it when it comes up, so I apologize. But rest in peace in the borderless art here. And we finish out here with a extended art foil Arcane Psionic Weaver. So the guy who traded for it sent it off to get graded. It came back as a PSA 10, which I was happy to see, because then I felt like he got a good end of the deal, and I got a good end of the deal as well. I traded him for a whole new box of the Final Fantasy collector packs, which I ended up pulling about $1,900 worth of value out of, and the card at the time was worth about $1,600 rather. So we both sort of ended up with a win on that trade. At least I feel like we did. Now, getting back to business, go ahead and remove the island here so we can see Spider-Punk. It is foil. It's also the basic version, but it's still foil, which is always good to see. Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly in the full art behind here. Agent Venom in extended art. We've seen Agent Venom before, but I don't think we've seen the extended art, so that's pretty cool. Counterspell in the foil treatment. That's pretty cool. With the extended arms out like that, how it plays in the light. And then the Death of Gwen Stacy in the borderless foil. I'm going to put that one aside special, because the same person who wanted the Black Cat Cunning Thief, I think, is also looking for that particular card. So if you're watching, I have it put aside for you. Hopefully I remembered that you were looking for it. I will check my messages later to confirm. All right, let's go ahead and get the planes, and we get Urban Retreat. Friendly neighborhood with the extended art. And anybody need one of those? I have a couple. Eddie Brock in the borderless, completely different style here, with Venom Lethal Protector on the other side here. Not in the foil, but very cool to see a different version of this. 9 lives again in the Borderless, and the Agent Venom that I think we hadn't seen before, that we've now seen twice in 2 packs, except this time in the foil treatment on the extended art. So, last pack of Spider-Man's collector packs, at least for the ones that I have. Again, if I have more fall into my lap, I'll be more than happy to open them. But let's go ahead and see if we can't get lucky with some last pack magic. Moving our forest out of the way, we get Interdimensional Web Watch with the foil treatment. The Spot Living Portal, once again, in the Borderless art there. Venom, Deadly Devourer. Excellent artwork on this one. Also in the Borderless art. Mindbreak Trap. Again, I think we've seen this one. I think I would remember that art, but again, it's in the Borderless. And the final card is Iron Spider Stark Upgrade in the foil extended art. So, didn't get what we were looking for, but that's okay. We have more cards to open in the future. We're continuing on with Edge of Eternities. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.